Look, I think you ought to be jacked. I think you ought to be strong. I think you ought to be dangerous. I think you ought to be able to make money. And but there's so many other components underlying these critical characteristics that don't exist and aren't made known to men, which is emotional maturity, emotional health, emotional stability, like not losing your shit, like
Ooh.
not like you said you asked your girl, what can I do?
Hmm.
Like that's I've done the same thing in the past. And looking back on that, it's embarrassing that I would ask a woman, what can I do to make you happy? You know what I mean?
Mm.
She
Yeah.
doesn't want you to ask her that. She doesn't want to have to tell you how to be a man, right? But where do you go to find that? Because you're not going to find that in society today. They're going to lie to you. They're going to tell you, buy her flowers and don't judge her by her past and uh, express your emotions and be vulnerable. And you're going
And
to
they
get,
tell you this too. The females tell you this is what I want, and this is
well,
why I want to say to guys what they want and what they need is two different things. She
and
will
it's your
tell you.
job to know which ones. It's not her job to tell you.
No, she doesn't even know. That's the thing. My
No, no.
ex told me, and listen, she was so confused about it,
Because you
because
did the whole list of fucking items and she was still
exactly.
just going further and further away. And you're like,
So
what?
after the breakup, we have, of course, mutual friends here in Tulum,
Mm-hmm.
and my female friends told me, listen, she didn't even know. She said he's the perfect man. Listen, I did everything, everything provided. When we started dating, I told her, babe, you don't work because I don't like my girl working. I hate this idea. I don't want her to work with anybody else. After 3 months, I told her, we're gonna move in. You're not gonna work. I'm gonna provide. Don't worry about anything. I thought I'm doing the right thing. But so when my female friends told me, listen, she didn't understand even why, and she said, he's perfect in every way, but I just don't like him. I just don't like him.
That's the laws of attraction.
She didn't respect me, even though I've done everything right. So that's the thing, and I want to just convey a message here to all the men. What the woman said she want, it's not what she need, and you need to learn from people like Joe and myself what they need. Once you know what they need, what they say they want is irrelevant. Trust me, they don't even know. This is why she was so confused and baffled. And when she cheated on me, monkey benched on me, I remember she sat there and she was like, I have no idea what happened. Now I believe her. Now I know, I understand that intellectually, emotionally, she couldn't comprehend why she did what she did. But I know. So just for all the men out there, you got to learn. You have to, because if you don't learn, you will make these mistakes. You'll get hurt until you reach such an immense amount of pain that you say, okay, stop it right there. I want to figure out the answer. And then you start going on your hero's journey where you just discover all the, I would say, yeah, lies that you've been told by society and by the women that you've been with up until this point. And many men today, and Joe, you probably already know that, they're very feminized. We were growing with our mom, and our mom used to tell us, respect women. And yes, respect, no doubt, of course, but you need to know how. There is a how to everything when it comes to relationships. It's not just provide, protect. It's more than that.
Everything that you're saying has just one common thread running through it, and that is accountability.
Oh,
You
no doubt.
have to be able to hold yourself accountable and say, hey, this is where I'm lacking. This is where I'm limited. This is what I need to work on. The glaring defects. And a lot of people don't want to go through that. Because that's not a pleasant experience, sitting down and getting honest with yourself and physically listing that I'm a pushover. I don't know what I'm doing. I overreact emotionally. Like getting down to the core of these limitations that you have to fix, because that takes a lot of accountability and a lot of strength and courage to really look at that side of yourself. But that is the only way you're ever going to overcome and be this fully integrated, centered, emotionally, mentally centered, financially well off, physically put together, squared away man.
Agree. And this is, by the way, why I love what you're doing with your men's group, It's absolutely beautiful. And I will tell you why. I see it as it's level one and level two. It's kind of like a little bit of a training wheel for a man to learn how to hold himself accountable. So you help them with that at the beginning. But
Mhm.
this is the training wheels. After a certain amount of time, the man got to take care of him. I believe, this is my belief. A man got to take care of himself. No one in the world holding me accountable.
No, and
No one needs.
I tell guys in the beginning, it's our
Mhm.
very first session,
Yeah.
when I find out what do you want to get out of this, where are you at, I tell them, look, here's what we're going to do. You need to do exactly as I say, no questions asked, follow the program. I'm not here to make you a lifetime client. I'm here to give you some lessons and shove you off into the world, kick you out the nest and let you go fly for yourself. I'm just giving you the tools to go do it. It's up to you to maintain it and repeat it and build it. Now, I'm going to be side by side with you. I'm going to take you under my wing for a little while because you have to. The beginning of the process is something that you need guidance, you need mentorship, you need coaching for.
100%.
Look, you can do it on your own if you got 5 years or so to waste and hunting and pecking information, or you can have somebody who's been through it who can give you a detailed plan of action moving forward and help you correct as you go. And you can cut that time into a fraction of 5 years. I can put you on a path in 4 to 6 months to where you going out there, you're going to figure out the rest by yourself because you have the information that you need and you'll have the resources. And I don't want to hold your hand forever.
You were generous with 5 years. My oldest client is 75.
Hmm.
People carry this to their grave.
Yeah.
And
I've
it's
had
not,
older guys. I've had older guys in
yeah,
their 60s, well off, lost everything.
yeah.
64 years old.
Hmm.
Wife left him for another guy, kicked him out of his house, took half his shit, wouldn't let him see his kids. And it's hard to tell somebody who's in that position, like, hey, I hate to tell you, but this is your fault. What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? This evil. I'm like, no, 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 no. She was the woman you allowed her to be. You
Yeah.
allowed that. You allowed this behavior. You enabled her. But it didn't come from a bad place. He was just doing what they told him to do. Be nice, get her everything she wants, go along with everything, ask her permission, seek approval, you know, make her number one in your life. Like, that's all ass backwards. And that's what these young guys don't get. I mean, you're going to find out. And you're talking about what fueled me, and I'm sure what fueled you through the same thing, is that pain. When you found out she was cheating, like, that had to have been devastating. But that was the pressure behind the move. That was what pushed you out there to go figure this stuff out. So, in the moment, it seems like the worst possible thing. What's going to happen? I'm never going to be the same. You don't even know you're about to go on this tremendous experience and growth process. And lucky if you've had years in of different life experiences to start looking for answers, and you can apply the research skills and all this to this transformation. Plus, you have other qualities that attributed to you being able to piece this stuff together. And a lot of people aren't on with that. They just thrown out with the sharks. And some guys, and look, I lost a nephew over a girl. And
Oh,
I
wow.
still feel guilty that I was not able to talk to him. Now, this is before I had really done anything, but I knew, like, you don't kill yourself over a girl. But that's what women will do to you, dude. Women will do that to you. And I'm not saying all women are bad, but women are women. And to understand women, you have to know your own self, because a lot of it is counterintuitive as to what to do, what the next move is with a woman. It's counterintuitive. Like, you want her attention, quit paying attention to her. And I'm saying that simply put, but there's a little more to get. If she's not interested in you and you quit paying attention to you, she's not going to give a fuck. But if she's emotionally invested and she's starting to treat you bad and starting to cross some lines and become disrespectful, remove your attention. Then she'll come. Then you'll have the opportunity to tell her, like, what you're doing is not acceptable. Like, I will not tolerate that shit. And if you continue going on like this, I'm going to have to move on. So I want somebody in my life who's going to be warm, respectful, encouraging, and feminine, and somebody who's on my team and lead the relationship. See, I see guys, I'm gonna say this real quick and turn it back over to you. I
Yeah.
people watch a lot since a lot of things have changed in my life. Like I said, this is a lonely road. It's a lonely road, very misunderstood.